Hi guys, how's it going? I hope you're all well. Well, as a person who, for the most part, I believe I spend my time on my own, doing things intentionally that takes time alone, and you can do them only if you're by yourself and not with many people around you, such as reading, listening to podcasts, listening to something interesting you find, searching for history, learning and educating yourself in other topics, or hanging out in nature for whatever reason to find out your peace, basically. Well, there are many activities that you could also spend on your own that I happen to do as well, such as playing a lot of games, watch a lot of TV shows, a lot of reality shows, a lot of movies, a lot of media. Basically, the classic, the scrolling on your phone, and many other things that I'd rather not do instead of that I would rather not do. Basically, well, those other things. Let's take, for example, gaming. Let's say, for example, me playing video games or me spending time on TV shows. These are, for the most part, activities that I love doing them. Not just like them, I love doing them. Or at least I used to do them a lot more and I used to love them. Now I just like them to a bigger extent. And I believe that this has changed. Why has it changed? I believe that all those things basically drive you away from other things that you are much more interested in. Basically, if you're a person that you're interested into relationships, into having connection with the world, having a moment of mindfulness and being able to meditate and pretty much scan yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, having a connection with the world, or again, relationships, trying to work on a skill, trying to learn some kind of art, all those things basically are away from your capacity to do them simply because you are distracted and you are in a way addicted, but not really. I'm gonna speak for myself. I just love doing some things that I'd rather not do, such as the games and the media, right? Back in the day, when I was a very young boy, I didn't have many friends. And by extension, I would do things on my own. And I would spend my time with things that I love without the need of other people, such as playing games and watching TV shows. And I'm saying this because there was a huge fill up the gap in my soul in a way that didn't have many connections as much as I wanted. And that did not necessarily backfired, but I certainly took my time enjoying those ways of entertainment. And now I just realized that now that I can have amazing relationships, now that I can, in a way, enjoy myself more, enjoy others people's time more, enjoy skills, and find ways to be more in art and in music in a way, those things essentially are an obstacle. They're so addictive, you cannot just spend 1 or 2 hours, I'm sorry, per week doing those things. Those things want you to spend a lot of time on them. And basically, I realized that this thing is not just, how should I say this? I don't just want to do it, it's addictive. And basically, this is some kind of stimulation or overstimulation, which basically can make you glue on one screen and just spend hours there without you even realizing it. You are basically at your screen, playing your game or basically watching another kind of media, and don't know that you have a body. You're just you in that screen by itself. And it's amazing to me how effective that is to do such entertaining, to make make the games so much more entertaining than basically going out in nature. That is not necessarily the case. That is the case in some people because the dopamine basically is way too high when we're playing games or we spend times on media and on colorful screens. instead of going out in nature and breathing some fresh air. It makes sense, much more sense, to go out and spend time on nature, but we are going to have some time spending our own little precious time on other more entertaining media, especially when we are alone or outside. There's no good weather in a way. I'm saying this now because I used to catch myself many times saying basically that that it would be amazing for me to go outside, but I don't go, for me to spend time on those media. And if you do it once or twice, it's okay, but if you do it many times, well, yes, this is where I started thinking, well, this can potentially be a problem for me. Thankfully, it's not yet, but I must say no to it in a way that is direct and meaningful and mean it. No. Let's have a pause from all that. I'm saying this because my potential, or many other people who can relate, our potential lives are hidden beyond those things. For example, me, I believe that I'm much more satisfied and much more happy in silence, meditating or reading a book that basically has to do with some kind of philosophy or a historical event or something along those lines, or a scientific book. And I'm saying this because those things can provide you something new, and as well as new feedback or new perspectives in life. And so, having the same media over and over and over again may as well seem entertaining, but it's really not. It's rotting in a way. I think many people can relate that for some reason it seems very satisfying to rot, to damage yourself. But I don't think that's because it's self-hate or something like that. It's just that I want to just chill and do whatever the hell I want. And there are only a few hours a day to do those things and these days, because you have to do work, and then you must basically do other things, other responsibilities, such as laundry, such as taking care of others, taking care of yourself, and etc. And so I'm saying this because I must count myself accountable, and I must consume those media less, if any, at all, and do the things that I rather not regret, instead of doing the things that I'm going to probably regret. I rather do things that are much more meaningful, that has to do with me connecting with everything around me, and are going to basically enrich my presence here, because there's nothing left for you to do in this place. Really, all there is for you to do here is for you to be present. And many media that I would love to consume and games I would love to play, basically, even though I used to love them many years ago, now I just like them because they basically get in the way of me wanting to do new things and basically want to move on, basically, grow up. And it doesn't have to be absolute, me being absolute with the things that I would say would be rather gone. It's just that sometimes I'm going to have my time playing games and watching my media and basically rot. But for the most part, I would love for me to get educated more, to get as wise as I can, read my books, meditate, self-reflect, write and journal down, and basically do things that I think are going to make me grow and get more sophisticated, because our existence, basically life itself, is infinitely more interesting when you can try and implement everything. Basically, there's never a boring moment. And the thing is that, for the most part, I used to be someone who loves talking about life and basically philosophize and talk about meaning and meaning in life and meaning with words. And do this at almost everything, in almost every way I can, for everything in life. that used to be the thing that I'd say, okay, I was born to do this, basically. And now I hardly do it because I spend my time either working or doing other labor things or rotting in a way, if that makes sense. And so my potential life would be, excuse me, to be in contact with my true values, my core principles. That, of course, would be to to stay basically true to the things that I said are making my existence be the way it is, and so happy to exist, so happy to being present, being healthy, being able to take care of myself and have great relationships now after a lot of work and a lot of work on myself to try and work my skills in a certain degree, and so lucky to have found my people. And all this is because I tried, I've worked, and I was lucky to find people to recognize this in me. And the thing is that games could be a small contributor in a sense, but not really that much. If they were, it was for back then. Now it's just for just entertainment. It's not true anymore. Now I got my relationships, I got to spend time with my friends, my people, and basically maintain these relationships, and I'm going to do this with having contact with them. Going out, having fun, talk with them, philosophize, get into deep conversations. And for me to basically remember what it is that I was supposed to do in this life. Basically talk and philosophize and make everything colorful with my thoughts. And try to make a difference in a way, but not really. Essentially changing habits and making things that I thought were impossible possible. And all this was a simple thought that is, by the time, by the minute, by the hour, by the day, changing basically, and in rapid speed. For me now, everything seems to be amazing, and I'm grateful that everything ever happened to me made me come to this place, to this conclusion, and I basically know, not by certainty, but for common sense, that not every time in my life is going to be so peaceful and harmonious and everything easy for me to basically being, how should I say this, both responsible and acting like a spoiled kid who just spent time only in playing games and wasting time on media. It's just that I'd rather spend time on things that I'm not going to regret, instead of spending time on things that I know I am going to enjoy, but eventually I am going to regret, because I said, how much time did I spend here? It's not forever. I'm not here forever. And so that's the thing, that technology is a beautiful thing if used properly and correctly. But I have to say that life is just small, and when someone or anyone, I'd say for that matter, I'm gonna talk about myself mainly. That when I found myself to be in complete harmonious state, in complete peace, that was when I started basically meditated for years until I get to the next level of meditation, which was for me to get so crystal clear mind that basically I was having the thought, and then I was going out of that thought and analyze that thought as a third person, and basically I was a scanner for everything that happened to me. And a funny thing happens, that when you know that you scanner yourself and your thoughts are more likely to stay quiet and your head being more silenced, and basically calling to your thoughts, hey thoughts, where are you now? Now that you know I'm seeing you, basically nothing is coming and more silence has arrived basically. And when silence has arrived, just wait, see what happens. And basically everything is much more present, much more, in a way, harmonious and calm. And so the ultimate experience, I'd say, is that stay present enough to realize, wow, what a beautiful experience for me this is. And in my opinion, stimulation may as well be fun, but overstimulation may as well rules our lives and basically ruins our greatest potential, and the things that we wish we could live have no chance basically to exist exactly because we are constantly distracted by our pleasures, our entertainment media. And I'm saying this, you know what? It's just not worth it. Maybe if I was a kid, but now I'm not a kid anymore. It's just not worth it anymore. Other things are more important. And that's gonna be today's video. I hope you like it, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye, and thank you so much for your time.